Can you sometimes sense the heaviness that feels like it's pressing down on you? Like, you know, somewhere inside your head that you're doing good things, you're giving it your best, you're showing up in every way possible, and somehow yet it feels like the weight of the world's on your shoulders. Have you felt this way? If so, then hi, my name is Jen. I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, transformational purpose coach and expert. And what I do is work with women who are so smart, so capable, and very successful, and yet feel like they're burdened. They feel like they're carrying the weight of the world. They don't know how to get out from underneath it. And know they've got a purpose somewhere. There's something going on. At one point, they felt like they had it nabbed. Now they don't. Now they're unsure and unsettled, and they don't trust themselves anymore. And what we do is we work together to get clarity around how we're going to help you figure out where you've been, where you want to go, and then we're going to tie that sense of success back into purposeful living. And sometimes that means we keep you right where you are, doing what you're doing. Or we might shift gears and change lanes, as I call it, and get you going in a little bit different direction to really feel reconnected to that purpose. So what I do is work with women and coaching clients to rise. And it's my little like acrostic or acronym that stands for reach into yourself to evolve. And that's really, it's my 5-step journey that I work with my coaching clients in. And one of the things that I know from my years of experience in clinical social work, and I did like 15,000 hours of therapy with people over the years. And what I want people to do is be able to harness hope. Yep. So hope is a big deal to me. It's my middle name. It's literally my middle name. I thought I should write a book someday that says hope. It's literally my middle name. Because it's so important to understand that hope is like that internal fire and belief system that something can be different. Maybe right now it isn't. Maybe right now you can't make an instantaneous change, but it's this sense of faith in the ability that we have to have transformation and move into a different space and energy than the one we're living in. And so I do believe that for over 20 years, actually probably my entire life, it's an energy that I've wanted to carry. And I think it's hilarious that I was growing up and I literally hated my middle name. My parents, I was like, who names their child this? No one I knew had this name, literally not even joking. So it made me feel like this strange, like weirdo that I had this bizarre name, and now I absolutely love it. I came into my 20s and I'm like, oh my God, it's so cool. It's like my parents had some sense of the way that I would show up, and what I would wanted to have is one is kind of my mission, right? It's my mission to spread hope. So I want to talk a little bit about the lotus. The lotus is my brand symbol because the lotus goes down in the mucky murk every single night and comes back up every single morning completely renewed and pristine. It is a beautiful symbol of resilience and renewal and how we can show up with hope that we're going to get to begin again and again and again as many times as we need, right? So I love this story. So we're going to talk about today is shedding the muck. But I'm going to tell you something. Here's a secret that I know most people won't want to hear, is that your difficulty and challenge, that mud that we sink into in our lives sometimes, is actually preparing you. I know somebody just went, what? It's preparing you. All of the difficult challenges and moments that we face are actually not just wretched challenges and traumas and awful moments. They're actually possibility and opportunity. And so I really want you to shift gears. Can you shift gears as you look through your life journey? And even moments where people said, you know, that didn't feel like it did anything for me. It did. You learned a skill, you met a person, you had an experience. There was something that was happening back there that was always preparing you to step into your light. And so I want you to kind of have this challenge, this exercise to look back in time, and can you see the possibility and opportunity, what you learned while you were in the muck? Okay, so this entire month is like, I'm super passionate about it because it's all about kind of the lotus and this sense of emerging into something beautiful. And emerging stands for energetic momentum as we ease into renewal and growth to expand. So I like this idea about the sweetness of it, being gentle in it, but also a momentum, which sounds kind of like opposites, right? But there is a momentum, there's an energetic momentum, a desire to expand and grow. And but we can be easy and soft about it. And so you're going to hear me refer to the lotus throughout this month, which I love. So you just prepare yourselves, put your seatbelt on, right? Okay. So I want you to be able to, one, see the possibility and opportunity in the muck. So I want you to start here. So this is where we're going to start in the month, okay? Then I want you to hold the vision. I want you to trust what you know in your heart and your soul that you have hope for. I want you to trust that and hold it. I want you to trust the inner knowing. I want you to garner that strength, harness that strength, because you have an inner compass, okay? We're all wired with an inner compass of knowing. That's what I like to call it. Somebody else will call it something different. You really do know where you need to go. Sometimes things will get in our way and we'll get a little distracted. It happens to all of us. I 100% believe you have it. Know why? Because for over 20 years, I saw people make meaning. I saw people's resilience. I saw them rise up out of that mud. I watched and witnessed and honored their journey from being in this muck to finding and creating meaning for themselves. So if I know that I've heard some of the hardest and most challenging humanity experiences, traumas, and stories, that people could rise up out of that, I know you can too. I trust it for myself and I trust it for you. I'm lending you my faith if you've lost yours. Okay? And so I want you to hold the vision. I want you to trust, to work on trust. When we don't, okay, it's a self-betrayal. This is a heavy subject. We're not going to spend a lot of time here, but I want you to imagine that every time we blow ourselves off, diminish, make ourselves smaller, don't trust ourselves, don't listen to the inner knowing, we're actually betraying ourselves. And I know that most of us would never want to betray another person, and yet with routine consistency, many of us are willing to betray ourselves. That is a horrendous epidemic. And so we really want to harness in this next month. We're going to work on this kind of effort, right? We're going to work on getting better at really holding space for ourselves, holding space for the muck. We're going to learn to shed it. We're going to release some of that. We're going to let it go, right? That's a big piece of our journey. And in relationship to that, I want to invite you on in. I'm going to be hosting a free webinar, Arise, Releasing the Muck. I'm going to think of a different name. I don't know that I love it, but I do know it's going to be Arise. What that means is, much like that lotus, we're going to come out of that muck and we're going to shed it. So I want you to imagine, and even here, shedding, like right, kicking your hands down into the earth and sending any extra energy in your body, behold energy. You can actually just like send that right into the earth as we're speaking and have a little energetic release. So what I'm going to be doing is hosting a webinar where I teach you and walk you through exercises that are going to help you step into letting go of things that are not serving you. Okay. So if that's something you would like to do, I invite you to go to laughinglotuswellness.com, laughinglotuswellness.com/webinar. laughinglotuswellness.com/webinar. They are always experiential in nature, the webinars that I host, because I want you to have an experience. I want you to know what it feels like to have a different experience, a state change, right? I talked about this last month in my content. But what that just means is we want to have an energetic shift. So if we do experiential type things, you'll have that sense of having some change happen. That's what I think is really powerful. What we want to have is little successes to go, I can do this, for big success and big transformation. So we're going to start there. I would love to have you join me for Arise. Again, that is on April 13th. It's Wednesday, April 13th. It's going to be from 7 till 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Head on over to my website. All I need is your email so that I can send you your email link to come into my Zoom room. So please head over, get signed up. I would love to share space and teach you more about how to shed and release some of that stuff that feels like it might be kind of hanging around for us. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some fun, energetic, and healing exercises, and of course some meditation, because that's how I roll. So I'd love to see you there. Until next time, this is Jen with Laughing Lotus Wellness, sending you blessings, love, and light on your path to rising to your purpose.